Hey everybody, meteorologist Sarah Gannon here. Happy Thursday. It has been some soggy weather out there today. We saw that freezing rain, that icing overnight and early this morning. A lot of trees, a lot of signs, especially north of I-90 being covered in that ice here this morning. Thankfully, roads fared better, and we didn't quite see that icing on the roads like we had expected. So some good news there. However, we did see some power outages being reported due to that ice there on power lines and trees coming down. Let's take a look here at some of that rainfall being picked up here in the last 24 hours. Spots like Charles City and Spring Grove picking up over an inch and a half of rainfall here in the last 24 hours. Austin area about an inch and a quarter. Same for the St. Ansgar area. Plainview, northeast Rochester, roughly about an inch or so. Hayfield about 0.85 of an inch of rainfall, and just a hair over a half inch at the Rochester International Airport. So the official total there for the Rochester area. But you can see sampling here radar estimated rainfall amounts of where some of that heaviest rainfall set up here overnight and into today. We are still tracking a little bit more of that rainfall, most of that out of the area. Still some rain in the northern half of Goodhue County, and we'll see the chance for some additional showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder into North Iowa and areas south of I-90 heading into this evening. But for the most part, most of that storm activity staying just to our south. Even some severe storms there south of the viewing area along the I-80 corridor there into southern and central Iowa. In that part of the region, there is a level 3 severe threat for severe storms in that direction. Thankfully, no severe weather expected for us locally here tonight. However, heading into tomorrow, we may see a chance for a couple stronger cells in the region. So the rest of tonight, we'll be looking to see those showers kind of tapering off after about 8 o'clock here tonight. Let's take a live look outside those wet roads, a reduced visibility due to that rain and those kind of gray conditions out there as we check in with your Lewis Donner live camera network. Heading into currently, I should say, those temperatures still on the chilly side into the 30s and even some mid 40s. Charles City warming up. We'll likely see a few of those showers kind of rumble through here this evening. Heading into the rest of tonight, we'll look to see some showers passing through the area, but most of that out of the area by about 8 o'clock or so. Tracking another set of some showers and thunderstorms heading into Friday, and temperatures, good news is, warming up by next week. So we'll break down more of those forecast details ahead in your First Alert Weather Midwest Access. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Midwest Access. I'm meteorologist Sarah Gannon. Some quieter weather is ahead. We just have to get through some more wet conditions for our Friday. So quick recap here of some of those rainfall amounts for the past 24 hours. Some pockets of heavy rain we saw overnight and into this morning here in portions of North Iowa and southern Minnesota. We did end up seeing that freezing rain across portions of much of southern Minnesota, I should say. Quick glance here at some of those rainfall reports. A few spots like Decorah, Charles City, and even Spring Grove, Minnesota, seeing totals around and above that inch-and-a-half mark. So certainly quite a bit of rainfall falling here in the last 24 hours. Austin area right around an inch and a quarter, an inch in northeast Rochester. Plainview just shy of that 1 inch mark. Rochester International Airport reporting 0.53 of an inch of rain. So the official total there for the city of Rochester. Looking at future track radar, things are quieting down here for a bit. We are, though, starting to see a second wave of some shower activity there in North Iowa, starting to ride along the Highway 18 corridor, starting to make its way through Charles City, heading towards Decorah and into portions of Howard County here in Iowa. So we'll look to track out more of that rain activity on the way. But notice off to our south here, keeping an eye on some severe storms that should stay out of our local area, but you can see the various polygons there. The orange one's indicating severe thunderstorm warnings, and that pink one indicating a confirmed tornado warning there. So keeping a close eye in that direction. You can see where they have that level 3 out of a level 5 severe threat. So portions of eastern Iowa into western Illinois, northern portions of Illinois and southern Wisconsin, certainly keeping a very close eye on the forecast here today with that storm potential. So as we look ahead, heading into tomorrow, tracking another wave of some rain activity on the way, some showers, maybe some thunderstorms possible there heading into Friday afternoon and evening. And by Saturday morning, maybe a couple areas with some spotty wintry mix. So could see a few slick spots there by Saturday morning, but heading into Sunday, things looking a lot quieter. So giving you the first alert to a little bit more active weather here in the local area. And as I mentioned, a few thunderstorms may be possible come Friday, but lower chance there for that severe chance We do have a level 1 out of a level 5 severe threat for the local area here in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. Greater chance for severe activity should stay to our south of Waterloo, even towards the I-80 corridor and south. Better chance in that direction there with that level 3 out of a level 5 severe threat. So locally, maybe some gusty winds, some small hail may be possible with any storms that strengthen to maybe some stronger levels there. So let's time things out here with Future Track for the rest of tonight. Any rain chances should be out of the area by 8 o'clock here tonight. Things will be much quieter heading into the overnight, and we should manage a pretty quiet and dry Friday morning commute heading into about midday there. By about 11, 12 o'clock, we'll start to see some rain activity developing along the I-35 region. Those rain showers passing through heading into that evening commute. So still some wet weather Friday evening into the early overnight hours, where we look to see maybe that little bit of wintry mix heading into the Saturday morning time frame. So in terms of additional rainfall, some spots could potentially be picking up another inch or so of rainfall by the end of this weekend. We could be looking at some moderate to heavy rainfall possible at times here tomorrow. A look at that 10-day forecast. Things looking a lot drier by Sunday and into early next week. Here's one more look at that 10-day forecast, tracking more active weather here for the late week. Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen will have all those forecast details next at 5. And we certainly saw a soggy start to the day, but we are gearing up for even more rain on the way for the end of the work week. More on those first alert forecast details is next. Thanks, Olivia. We are recapping some of those rainfall amounts from the area. A lot of us getting some significant rainfall amounts here just in the last 24 hours. You can see parts of North Iowa and far southern Minnesota, like Spring Grove and Charles City, seeing over 1.5 inches of rainfall here. Decorah area just shy of that. Folks towards Austin and St. Ansgar, Iowa, right about 1.25 inches for some of those totals. Winona, Lanesboro area, about northeast Rochester, picking up roughly 1 inch or so. Official total for the Rochester International Airport, about 0.5 or so, about 1/2 inch. Things a lot quieter here in the area this evening. Some good news there as we get a short break from that rainfall heading into tomorrow, where we'll see another round of rainfall heading our way. So this evening, temperatures on the chilly side here into the 30s, looking ahead to more cold rainfall as we track into our Friday. So more details on those timing and what potential amounts could be looking like. That's ahead in your first alert forecast.
All right, thank you, Sarah. And today,
the early part of our Friday is looking dry, just like the overnight. However, I have the first alert to more rainfall on the way for your Friday afternoon and evening. Temperatures just shy of average. We'll be looking to see another chilly day heading into the start of the weekend before we see some warmer and drier weather next week. Those details in your first alert weather next. It certainly was a very soggy start here to our Thursday. Most of the day pretty damp as well because of that rainfall. This evening now drying out, getting a brief break in the rainy action as we head towards the overnight and especially into our Friday. Another round of some rainfall heading our way. So let's give you guys the first alert to those upcoming rain chances. We'll manage dry conditions overnight and tomorrow morning. However, by our Friday afternoon and into the evening hours, another round of some showers, even some thunderstorms are looking likely for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. We may have to watch out for a couple stronger storms tomorrow, but heading into Saturday morning, maybe some lingering wintry mix may be possible, especially for those morning hours as this system pushes further out to the east. Looking ahead to tomorrow afternoon, there is a chance at maybe a couple stronger cells. We do have a level 1 out of a level 5 severe threat for southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. While it is on the lower end of things, not completely zero. Better chance for severe weather will stay to our south, even south of the I-80 corridor, but into portions of southern and central Iowa has a greater chance of seeing maybe some stronger to severe storms. So locally, if we see any stronger storms, some gusty winds, some smaller hail would be the primary threats for the local area. Let's put things into motion here for the region overnight with Future Track. We'll see quiet skies by 7 a.m. A quiet commute here for the morning hours, but heading into those late morning, early afternoon hours, we'll start to see that rainfall redeveloping and pushing back into the area. So I-35 region here by about 11 a.m. Heading into the afternoon, we'll continue to see some spotty, isolated shower and thunderstorm activity. We'll see that become a little bit more scattered to widespread as we head towards Friday evening. So a wet evening commute back home. Notice all the yellows, the oranges, maybe some reds in there. We could be looking at some heavy rainfall possible at times here Friday night and into very early Saturday morning. all of this activity should be out of here by about 2-3 a.m. But again, keeping an eye out for maybe any of that lingering wintry mix. So when all is said and done, because there is a chance for some heavy rainfall with this next system, maybe up to about an inch or so for additional rainfall for the region. 70 forecast for the Mankato area. Things staying chilly here for the weekend. Maybe a few flurries possible there on Saturday, but drier heading into next week. 10-day forecast for the Rochester region, keeping with that active pattern tomorrow into early Saturday. Things looking a lot quieter and drier. Even a little sunshine by Sunday and into early next week.
Lots of rain in that forecast. Thank you, Sarah.
It was a wet day outside today. We had that freezing rain this morning. Thankfully, the roads were warmer than what that freezing rain was, so we didn't see those slick roads. But a lot of ice in those trees and power lines here this morning. Things much continuing to be wet heading into our Friday afternoon and evening as we track another round of some showers and some thunderstorms possible for the area. We'll talk more about those forecast details and when we might be seeing some sunshine again. That's ahead in your first alert weather. And it certainly was a wet Thursday here for us in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Another round of some rain and even some thunderstorms are possible into Friday. We'll talk more about those forecast details in just a few minutes. Certainly a wet day here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Thankfully, the roads fared better than what we had anticipated. Ground levels were a little bit warmer than what we expected. So, but a lot of those trees and elevated surfaces getting a lot of that freezing rain. So that icing here today. Rainfall amounts impressive in many locations. A lot of spots seeing at least an inch, if not more, in rainfall totals. Spring Grove and Charles City over an inch and a half. The official total for the Rochester International Airport was half an inch here in the last 24 hours. Sky conditions a lot quieter. We get a brief break in the rain as we track more opportunities for that rain heading into our Friday. So some showers, some thunderstorms may be possible there later into the evening as well. But by next week, we'll gradually see temperatures trending warmer and we'll even see a little bit more of an extended break on the way. So excited to show you that 7 and 10 day forecast here later on.
All right. Thank you, Sarah.
Keep the umbrellas handy as we track more rainfall heading into your Friday afternoon and evening. We could also be looking at some heavy rainfall in the region. We'll talk more about those forecast details, including how much and some timing on that rainfall for the area. More on those details in your first alert weather next. Keep the umbrella handy as we move into our Friday, tracking more rainfall on the way. I know a lot of us have already seen a healthy amount of rainfall just in the last 24 hours, but more of it in store heading into Friday. Future track radar showing some quiet sky here at this point in time. What you need to know heading into tomorrow and the first part of this weekend, giving you the first alert to that upcoming rain chance that we have on tap here for Friday afternoon and into the evening. Showers are likely, some thunderstorms rumbling through as well. A couple of those may potentially be on the stronger side. We'll monitor that situation very closely heading into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Maybe as the system pushes further east, we could see a little bit of some wraparound when it comes to Saturday morning, so maybe some spotty wintry mix maybe in the picture as well. So let's talk about that storm chance for Friday. We have that severe storm outlook. Local area, southern Minnesota, northern Iowa in the level 1 out of a level 5 severe threat. So overall threat low for the region. Maybe some gusty winds, maybe some small hail if we see anything a little bit more elevated in the local area. Better chance for severe storms stays to our south, especially southern Iowa into portions of Missouri. That's the greatest chance there. The brown highlighting there that level 3 at a level 5 severe threat. So again, just south of the local area, but again, our threat not entirely zero. Let's time things out here with Future Track tonight. Things are quiet, cloudy sky. We'll see a quiet Friday morning, so a smooth commute on the way. Rain moving in for the midday, so that midday traffic may be a little bit more wet as that rainfall rolls through. So looking more isolated for the afternoon hours. Heading into Friday evening, we start to see more of that rain become more scattered to widespread. Notice all the yellows and the oranges. Some pockets of moderate to heavy rainfall may be possible as well. Rain should be finally pushing out by early Saturday morning by about 2-3 a.m. But again, some lingering wintry mix may be possible for that Saturday early morning. Additional rainfall totals, much of the region could be looking at anywhere from, say, 3/4 of an inch towards Mankato, all the way up towards about 1.5 inches closer to the Mississippi Riverside. And that's on top of what we've already seen so far here between last night and this morning. 7-day forecast for the Mankato area heading into Saturday. A little chilly, some flurries possible in that a little further off to the west. Heading into the 10-day forecast for the Rochester region, looking forward to some sunshine and quiet weather early next week and Sunday, of course, following what will be a bit of a wet and maybe a little stormy Friday for the area.
Yeah, we need the moisture though. So
We do. Yep.
all right, thanks, Sarah.
But things much quieter. Well, it certainly was some wet conditions out there between last night and this morning. A sampling of some of those rainfall reports from around our area. A couple spots seeing some, actually a lot of spots seeing some healthy totals here. Many spots over an inch of rainfall being received, about 1.25 inches towards Austin, St. Ansgar, Iowa. Check out Spring Grove, one of the top spots today, seeing totals over 1.75 inches. So nearly 1.5 inches towards Charles City and Decorah. Locally in the Rochester International Airport, about 0.5 inch for rainfall there. We did see a couple of reports around 8, 9 tenths of an inch for totals around Rochester. Another spot towards northeast Rochester at 1 inch. Things a lot drier, quieter here this evening as we check in with your future track radar. Heading into tomorrow, we'll see the morning hours on the dry side, so a smooth going morning commute. However, we do bring back more rainfall as we head towards the midday and into the afternoon and evening hours. So keep the as we move towards tomorrow later in the day, could see a chance for some thunderstorms to rumble through. A few of those maybe on the stronger side. So we'll talk more about those forecast details, including timing and potential additional rainfall amounts. I know it's already been pretty wet and soggy out there so far, and more rain on the way.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
We are tracking more wet weather after what has already been a pretty soggy Thursday. Tracking more showers and even some thunderstorms on the way for your Friday afternoon and into the evening. The good news is we do get a break from the rain, and we'll even see some sunshine later on by next week. More on those forecast details are in your First Alert Weather next.
Weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
It certainly was a wet day today, and we're getting a brief break in the rainy action. One system is over, and now we're tracking a second system on the way. So as we look at your future track radar, quiet here for tonight, some cloud cover overhead. Things, of course, will still be damp out there. But as we look ahead to the late weekend, first part of the weekend, giving you the first alert to more rain that's on the way. Friday afternoon and into the evening, we'll track some showers and even some thunderstorms likely for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. By Saturday, things will begin to kind of die down a little bit, but we may see some wintry mix on the way for those early morning hours, and we should then finally be looking at a little bit of a stretch of quiet weather by Sunday and into early next week. One thing to keep a close eye on heading into tomorrow is going to be the chance for maybe some stronger thunderstorms to move through the area with that thunderstorm threat later in the day for your Friday. We do have a look here at that severe storm outlook. We're in a level 1 out of a level 5 severe threat for southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So our main concerns would be more gusty winds, maybe some small hail possible as the system rolls through. Greater threat for severe weather stays just to our south through central and even southern Iowa, even stretching into portions of Missouri. Still to our south, you can see that level 2 and that level 3 threat there out of our area. So locally, again, that level 1 of a level 5 severe threat. Wind, maybe a little hail possible here with any elevated storms. Let's put things into motion with future track here. Rest of tonight, things are quiet, cloudy. Even as we start off the clock here Friday morning, 7 a.m., we should have a smooth sailing morning commute. Do watch out for any lingering slick spots here remaining from today. As we move forward into your Friday midday, by about 11 o'clock or so, we'll start to see some showers developing about 10, 11 a.m. closer to the I-35 region, closer to the Highway 52 corridor, right around that lunch hour there at noon. So showers will be isolated to begin with and become more widespread as the afternoon progresses. As we move into that evening commute, of course, just in time, we'll see more of those rain showers for the region. Maybe here even at some more moderate, maybe even some pockets of heavy rainfall possible at times there overnight. Most of this rain activity should be out of our area by about 1, 2, 3 a.m. depending on your location. The good news is that we'll look to see some drier conditions heading into later for the weekend by Sunday and into early next week. We may have to watch out, though, for a couple spots of some wintry mix come early Saturday. But notice here when it comes to rainfall amounts, totals in the area could range maybe from about 3/4 inch closer to the Mankato region, even towards the Mississippi River side, maybe about 1.5 inches. So an additional 3/4 to 1.5 inches on top of what we've already seen so far. So with the potential of maybe some more moderate to heavy rainfall, something to monitor, especially maybe if you get a little water in your basement when it comes to heavy rainfall. Let's take a look here at that 10-day forecast. Still active here as we head towards Friday and into Saturday morning. Things much brighter and quieter by Sunday as high temperatures will be seasonal into the upper 40s. We'll get a little sunshine back in the area. Notice by early next week, we continue with a couple more days of some dry conditions, but by late next week, maybe a few more rain chances on the way.
Chilly and rainy for the next couple of days.
At least it looks like a clearing for Easter.
Yep, might be a little wet though if you're doing any outdoor egg hunts.
Get out the galoshes. I love
Yes.
saying that word, right? Say it with me.
Galoshes.
Galoshes. There we go. All right.
Thanks, Sarah. More people.
Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast for Austin, Mason City, and Winona. Keep the umbrella handy tomorrow, especially into the afternoon and evening hours as we track some showers and even a few thunderstorms possible for the area. Maybe some gusty winds, some small hail accompanying some of those stronger thunderstorms. Things will stay windy and chilly as we move into Saturday, but by Sunday, come Easter Sunday, we'll see temperatures into the 50s in some spots, upper 40s as well. Some sunshine and things looking to stay on the drier side as we move into early next week. So a break from all that raining action. But by late next week into next weekend, we could be looking at a chance for additional rain showers. Getting excited, though, about Wednesday. Some 60s, maybe some 70s on the horizon, too. That's a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll send it over to Nick. Here's one more look at that 10-day forecast, tracking more rain on the way for your Friday afternoon and evening, so keep the umbrella close by. Morning commute will be dry and quiet. However, by the midday and especially for that evening commute, things will be wet once again. As we track a chance, maybe a few more spotty showers, some mixing possible into early Saturday morning. Things looking much brighter, much quieter heading into Sunday and early next week. We'll see an extended period of some drier conditions between those cycles here of active weather. By late next week into next weekend there on that 10-day forecast, you can see a little bit more moisture, several more rain chances on the way. I've got to point out, though, Wednesday next week looks really nice despite maybe some stronger winds. Temperatures climbing into the 60s, some spots maybe reaching some of those lower 70s. So Wednesday, circling that date for sure.
Enough time to dry out before it starts to rain again.
Yeah, it's spring, but hopefully the rain holds out. You have a fun assignment tomorrow.
Yeah, it's always good when you can spend a day at a baseball field, especially the biggest stage in Minnesota, Target Field for Twins home opener.
Have a hot dog for us, okay?
Will do, Brock.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
See you tomorrow, everyone. Good night.